3 months ago, I was left in the worst situation that I've ever been in when trying to build a car. I was lied to, parts stolen, and left with a wreck. After being completely mugged off and lied to by someone I trusted at the time, my dream of building a one-off R36 turbo-powered, all-wheel drive 1000 bhp Seat Leon Cupra was in ruins. A 3-year build process ended with my car pretty much worse off than when we started. Hacked up, parts missing, and poor workmanship. Done with messing around and now on a mission to see this build through, not only for myself but all of my subscribers that I promised the world to. I contacted my friend Klouse from Turbo Elite, one of Europe's most renowned VR builders, and said, I need help. But once we actually shipped the car all the way to Austria, he realised this was a much bigger project than we were both actually led to believe. If it's not right, it's a new engine. It's as simple as that. But unfazed, Klouse outlined our plans to turn this Cupra into the craziest R36 turbo build the world has ever seen, with a mission to have the car ready for this summer to compete in the notorious German race event Late Night against some of Europe's most deadly cars. The amount of work it's taken has been incredible, and even got to the point where we nearly gave up.
I have enough from this car. I don't want to do this. The car is killing me.
This project has been exhausting for everyone involved. The time, effort, manpower, and money to rectify the poor state the car was actually left in has been massive. But now, oh boy, what you're about to see is incredible. 3 months have passed, and we've come a long, long way. Klouse.
Hi.
Good to see you again. We are back in Austria.
Yes.
And we are back for a massive update. In fact, it has been crazy. Obviously, myself and you, we've been speaking off camera.
Yeah.
There's never a dull day. There's always something going on, something
Yes.
you're finding with this car. But it's incredible, some of the stuff you found along the way. It has not been easy, right?
No, it's not easy, yeah. A lot of work, and still a lot of work to do.
But from what I've seen so far, it's crazy, and I can't wait to show absolutely everyone what has been done. But before we get into talking about this car, I thought it's worth talking about some of the cool other stuff that's in the workshop right now, because it's always cool to talk about, right? Yeah. We won't talk too much about this car right here. Crazy car. This car will be coming onto the channel with its own feature, so look out for that. However, we do have a nice car here.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk us through the build of this one?
Customer car, Audi RS4 E5. The classic RS4. Some people also say the only RS4.
Yeah.
But it's a very common and a very most famous RS4 maybe in the world.
For sure.
So this one is coming with the 2.7 liter engine, but this is now upgraded to 2.9.
2.9.
Bigger turbos from TTH from Hamburg in Germany. The turbos are possible making 900, but the car will get about 800. 800. Completely built engine, upgrade clutch system, bigger exhaust, bigger Wagner intercoolers, everything you get for the in the market for the RS4 is now made. Mate, the car is nearly done and ready to pick up by the customer in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
And you said 2.9?
Bigger board, original crankshaft, but it's a bigger board, so it's 2.856, something like this. So nearly 2.9.
Over here, we have a race car.
Yeah, this is my race car, and it's just a build. It took me now for nearly 2 years, and you know the major plan for it is to take it with us to the late night event, and I hope to drive it on the racetrack. Yes.
So at late night, it's not only quarter miles basically.
No.
They do a circuit.
It's a completely motorsport show and event, and there's the completely day is a program. And then most time in the morning or till midday, you can drive on the racetrack with the cars. Nearly every car you can drive there on the racetrack. Also just private original cars are driving there, and also old race cars, like from the 90s in the German DTM. It's a very famous race series in the past. There's also some older race cars, so you can look and have a lot of fun there. And I'm driving with this one. I hope it will be really finished to 100%.
Bro, this, like, just look at it. I mean, from
it's a serious build, but not finished.
It's not complete. So it's Audi A3 8P. Was it S3? Sorry.
S3 8L.
8L. Sorry,
yeah, the first,
my bad. Yes.
The first version of the S3.
It hasn't got the first version, because they come with a
With 1.8 litre.
1.8, and there's a BAM engine in
Yeah,
those?
yeah.
Whereas you've went for a different setup. Do you
Yeah,
want to talk us
my
through it?
engine is from the Golf 6 RR, the 2.0 TFSE engine,
Yep.
but completely upgraded. Everything you can do from camshafts, valves, springs, pistons, rods, completely made engine.
Yeah.
Bigger injectors from the Porsche.
Okay.
Upgrade turbo, making 480 horsepower, but this setup we are using is making 469. From 3,000 to 6,000, over 600 Newton meters.
Got ya.
For a race car.
This is the thing, it's a race car,
Yeah.
it's been fully built, but obviously you don't need too much power for the track, especially as this one has been converted to front-wheel drive.
Front-wheel drive, yes. From Drexler, differential, and DSG.
And Klouse, these doors, well, in fact, this whole car it's so lightweight, if
Yeah.
you look close. So not only are the windows Perspex, so plastic windows, the whole doors are fiberglass.
Yeah. Nearly the complete car is made of fiberglass, except the roof and the rear.
And the
panel
rear.
here. Yeah.
That is insane. And just opening
Yep.
this is
It's not finished. It's
No, of
still
course not.
a big build.
Yeah.
We removed everything we can.
Yep.
So it's about 1,100 to 1,200 kilos.
super light, super light. One thing you showed me around here is this has a serious wing. that
Yeah, the
actually goes through
ring is really big.
Yeah, it goes through the
Yeah.
rear glass, and it has this mad mounting bracket here,
Yeah.
guys, to stabilize it. This is crazy, Klouse. I love it. But everyone's here to see one car in particular today.
There's no upgrade about your Seat. You can leave your Austria again. We go for a schnitzel, listen to some Amadeus, and you go back to the UK. No,
Oh,
let's
amazing.
take a look at this.
All right, so let's have a look. Let's have a look at this car, and all I can say is
The car is killing me.
this. What we're about to show everyone is a lot of hard work,
Yeah.
and honestly, we've changed the whole setup. We've from what we were going to do, all the
We are
parts.
starting not from zero, we are starting below zero.
That's the thing. This has truly been a build that is
Completely.
not starting from the beginning, it's
Yeah.
starting from negative.
Yeah.
Trying to get back to the beginning to try and build on that. Shall we pop the bonnet and have a
We can,
talk
of course.
about what we're about to see?
course.
Because there is a lot going on. Guys, what you are witnessing here is greatness.
The engine is back in the car. That's the main thing.
Oh
No,
my God.
we nearly finished the complete turbo build.
Yes, yes.
All the welding is done, from about 85% of it is done.
Mm-hmm.
The engine is back. The gearbox is connected to the engine so far.
Finally, yep.
It's good. All mounts are done.
Yep.
Engine mount and gearbox mount is already done. The big manifold with the Sidewinder turbo. This was your wish.
Yes, so I think we're both now under the same understanding. What we need to do now is make a statement. And although it might be efficient to have a turbo at the back, and that works very well,
Yeah.
listen, we need this to look special.
Sometimes it's about how it looks like.
Do you know what I mean? Your friend, he's done a lot of fab
Yep,
work, basically making up a full custom Sidewinder manifold,
Yep.
which comes round to what I can only describe as perhaps the biggest turbo that I've ever had on any of my cars ever.
Yeah, I think so. 85 millimeters is the compressor wheel. The exhaust wheel is 88.
88. This would probably be a great time to give a massive shout out to Comp Turbo.
Yeah, I have worked with them the last, I think, 15 years. Many cars from us are using comp turbos. They make really good power with low boost. So we are really happy. Sometimes it's not easy to import them because US, European, long shipping and all the fees and all you have to pay the extras. No. But the quality is really good. I'm really happy with it. This was my idea, you know.
Your idea? Yeah.
I told you just build us this with the CT5,
Yep.
and it's a completely new series, the CTXR series.
Got ya.
That's the completely new because as you see the compressor wheel, there's no
Yeah.
screw in the middle.
So this is really interesting. Klaus
Yep.
has showed me off camera. But basically what you see here, it looks like it's all one billet kind of
Yep.
wheel basically, and there's no screw holding this on. So
Yep.
like it's a unique design, which actually allows you to pick up, was it over 200 brake horsepower, wheel horsepower or something like that?
More.
Just because of that.
Of this wheel, yeah. The base, the normal version of this turbo making is rated with 1,500 horsepower, and this one is rated with 1,750. So it should be enough to send the engine to the moon. they offered different kind of turbos. They offered also the normal turbos with oil bearing, just normal. But because we are using here a sidewinder system, so the turbo moved from the engine away very far. So I decided to use the oilless version. There's no oil line, no oil piping to the engine. It makes it much easier for us to use it and to build the engine complete. But this one is only water cooled.
That is crazy.
Water is still you're using for cooling, but no oil.
No oil. So what it's got is almost like a sealed bearing system. Like, so it's kind of like a grease system to oil the bearing, which basically means that when we try to spin this now,
no, it's not.
It doesn't
not
spin
really
much,
because
right?
it needs to heat up.
It needs to heat up, but once it heats up, it spins on like a dual ball bearing, or even better.
This is one.
This is the one. A massive shout out to Comp Turbo. But moving over, obviously now our control system. Shout out to Turbo Smart. Because we have a humongous wastegate here. But it's a single wastegate. So as opposed to people who would, in fact, our last setup was twin.
Yeah,
wasn't
the old turbo was a twin scroll, and now we are using the Fahrband caps. So we don't need the twin scroll system any longer. Makes it much easier for us to build the manifold. And so we are using one big wastegate to control the boost. Also, of course, screamer pipe.
Because it comes out here, as well as a bonnet, a humongous...
I've told you that was your idea. I said, okay, for the first event, late night and something like this, you can use it. But there will be also the possibility to build a completely exhaust system for the car.
So this is our go far setup, and it's crazy because our screamer pipe is probably bigger than 90% of people's exhaust pipes. This is absolutely massive. Like, this is kind of, big, very, very big. The first time people saw the engine and they saw it apart, and we were looking at the pistons, we were looking at the internals basically.
I removed the head, the cylinder head was removed.
Yeah, and you just looking, and things didn't look too bad. We thought that was probably the best part of it, right?
We thought.
If anything.
We thought, yes.
Mate, there's been so much.
We started from zero at the engine again also. We removed pistons and rods. We removed the crankshaft. The bearing of the crankshaft was too tight, so we removed the completely bearing. I bought a different bearing, also from ACL, but it still was too tight, so I went to the workshop and we measured your crankshaft to make it fit perfectly to the block. It was really not the cheapest part.
That's the third time this engine's been rebuilt and never ran.
Pistons and rods stayed the same. This was quite good and a good quality from the company. And the cylinder head was completely. We used new in-tank valves, different exhaust valves, different springs. The only thing which stayed was your camshaft.
Camshafts,
They stayed. I changed the VVD. I explained you because I removed the VVD of the exhaust camshaft. So this was completely measured from the data sheet we got from the camshaft. The intake VVD is still alive, but the movement is reduced. So the valves are not moving so far, because otherwise we have the problem exhaust and intake valves can touch and you can have a damage.
Interesting.
So afterwards, and we also used new cylinder head bolts. The old one was really crazy. They were cut with the
angle grinder.
They were really cut, and not in a nice way. So I don't like to use them any longer.
It's crazy. Like I have the way I got stitched up by the last person who built this car is incredible. Like the amount of money I've had to spend just to get it back to normal. Not even normal. Like it's crazy. But again, it doesn't stop there, because you guys then took the whole girdle system and everything back out, which is like a very intricate system.
The girdle system is quite okay. In my opinion, not the perfect way, but we have to remove it, because the most important thing is this has to be completely straight. When you put this girdle plate to your block, it completely straightened, so there's always the same pressure on every place, on every space. You have you need the same pressure, and this was not the plate was not completely straightened. So we straightened it 2 times, to fit it perfectly to the block. Now, in my opinion, it's working in the perfect way it should.
Yes.
This was not before.
It wasn't gonna. So, guys, what you're looking at now, I know it might look like a shiny engine, but this is a shiny engine that has been rebuilt again, perfectly, with, again, all new drivetrain and everything like that. And just bear in mind, the drivetrain from before was never used. Like, this is the problem. You know, sometimes You take it to someone who doesn't really know what they're doing, you pay twice as much money because it's going to have to get rectified some way, shape or form. Like it was a chancer.
There were a lot of expensive parts bought for you, but I think they were not mounted in the right way. And we were thinking about how it works and how it works the best way. And so that's the main thing about this grind blade of the block. You have to fit it perfectly. Otherwise, there is no sense for it.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, it has been an absolute drama. I mean, for my wallet, but also for your head. Now, also going back to our turbo, where the turbo sits, obviously, there's not a lot of cold air.
Yeah,
here, right?
We have a funny idea 3 weeks ago. For the late night show, for the car event, we like to start, you like to run the quarter mile there. And so we did it's not finished yet, we did a completely 3D print of the headlight. And there will be, in this shape here, an intake for the turbo. So it looks really nice. And it's, something different.
Yeah, and it will flow. At the end of the day, it will work, like, you know, so that's coming. Now it continues on here because we've actually done a different intake manifold setup.
We have to.
Do you want to explain?
Because, the old intake manifold was for sure quite okay, but it doesn't fit your system of the sidewinder system because of the position of the throttle body. So we tried to move it completely around on the other side, but there's no place because of the car body, there's no place for our piping here. So we have a big problem, and that's why I called a friend. His company is called Don Octane, and I told him about my problem. And he said, okay, I have an idea. I told him we only have 3 weeks. He said, oh man. But the intake manifold arrived yesterday.
So this is a special
one. And
we
changed from 6 injectors, would be possible. But now we're using 12.
12 injector setup. So this is basically a one-off Don Octane special center feed intake manifold. And as you mentioned, now this goes on to the next kind of our injector setup. We're now running 12 injectors. Should we talk about our injector setup?
Yeah, of course we can. We are using them from the FIC from US.
There we go.
I'm using this already for some months, and they're from the quality, and you can use them for every fuel. That's the best thing. And you got the separate data sheet up with it, so all they are matched. It's perfect.
The injectors that we were left with last time, you found out that
I'm not sure why, but you have got 6 original Volkswagen injectors from the 1.8 liter TFI engine. They are making a 165 CCM.
So we were left with 165 cc injectors. However, we have now
12 times 1,200.
So we've got more than enough fuel in to help us through. We were also stitched up because when you looked at the engine and what was actually here a little bit deeper, we had no auxiliary parts. There was no alternator, no water pump, nothing like that.
Nothing. It was only the block, the cylinder head, a different valve cover from the MK4 Volkswagen. And that's it.
And that's it. But you guys have actually went above and beyond, ordering so many OEM parts to actually try and get this back to zero or get it back to starting point. And then you've adapted that on top too. I remember you were showing me you've built new coolant pipes that go into the engine block here and so on and so forth. So speaking off camera again, you said cooling wise, we're probably up to about 80% complete with that now, would you say? Okay.
2 pipes are still missing. We will finish them the next few days and then it's all done. But you know, the car is moving on Monday to the next workshop in Germany. I found one, Bavarian car tuning. He's specialized in roll cage. And he makes a complete cage for your car because I told you, without safety, we cannot go to the events. Making maybe 250, maybe 300 kilometers, I don't know, we will see. But there's also a safety thing about it.
So guys, just to reassure everyone and let everyone know that this will have a full welding cage going in, and that goes in, you say next week, is it?
Next week. They said we'll finish it within 2 weeks. After that, we are going to the paint shop to make, of course, a color for it. And then the car has to go again to the paint shop for your firewall rebuild. I don't know why it's missing, but it's missing. So we have to upgrade this back to OEM, to look like OEM. And then finally remove the engine for the last time to get everything done.
Now, going back to the turbo, one thing that is hidden away, and it's actually crazy that it's able to be hidden the way it is hidden. So big turbo, big boost, big temperatures. We need to keep things cool. You need to do that with a big intercooler.
The biggest was possible. I was very motivated for the size of it, yes. but lucky we got to fit it within your front bumper.
So
behind your
believe
front
it or
bumper.
not, guys, we have, in fact, one of the biggest intercoolers I have ever seen hidden behind this bumper here. And if you look a little bit closer, you'll actually start to see some of that intercooler there. If you look under here, you see it just protruding at the bottom. And this is a custom intercooler from the guys at WAGNER.
WAGNER Tuning, German company, also placed in the US, in Texas. I know them for several years from the last shows in Germany also. And I talked to them to get some support, and they said, of course, we are helping here. And they offered a separate system on their homepage, not only upgrade intercoolers for every kind of cars, from starting Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes, Audi, everything. Nearly every car has an intercooler. They try to offer upgrades if the people want them. And they also have race intercoolers. So you can choose your size, and they're building it completely for you and to send it. And I called them on Wednesday, and on Friday midday the intercooler arrived here in Austria.
That is what I'm talking about.
Crazy.
That is
really crazy.
Guys, there's a lot of pictures that I'll probably be adding on top, because Klouse has been capturing things as he's working just to show the kind of progress. But yeah, we are pretty well set up, and it's crazy too, because like talking about back to OEM, this is brand new OEM. Brand new OEM. There's all these little parts that
it's just missing everything. I think 30% of the car are missing.
Yeah,
really.
I take my hat off to the workmanship, the craftsmanship, the hours you guys have put into this so far, and everything you've done, the research, the development. I mean, this is not a copy and paste build. No. This is from scratch. You make it work.
We're thinking of every piping we are thinking about before we are building, because you get nothing. You don't get any parts to buy. Yeah. It's everything custom made.
Can we put it in the air? Because there's some bits to talk about underneath too. So yeah, what we do, guys, is we get it in the air and we start again. Let's go. Okay, Klouse, so she's in the air. Now you can actually see the intercooler a little bit better. You can also see the width of this intercooler.
It's the biggest size it was possible to fit the car.
That is absolutely
I was lucky. At the end, I was really lucky, because it's now at the same level, like the spoiler lip, yeah.
Incredible. And as you can see, guys, we have like vibrant kind of clamps on there, and you can see the nice BOV just hiding down here too. Nice billet KOTOUC 7-speed sequential gearbox just here, just waiting to be used. And as people can see here, obviously we might have shown this before. I think we've shown this before, but it's now obviously 4-wheel drive converted. So we have the tunnel, we have the OEM heat management for the tunnel there, coming all the way to the back. Now there's another story to be told at the back. I think we briefly touched on it, and we showed it from the inside just briefly, where they had to make a space for this rear diff to sit. The craftsmanship was so shoddy, and it was terrible. It was rusty, it was horrible. You guys actually had to get it sent away to the spray shop, drop the rear axle out, and all kind of...
This was made completely new?
Yeah.
Because otherwise you would have a big problem in a few years with the rust.
Yes. Prop shaft wise, there is a lot of trick stuff going on there too. Do you want to talk us through that?
We can. I will show you here. The system, this is your original fitment of the prop shaft on the front. And the rubber is not made for this, for this power we will achieve with the car. So we remove this to a custom-made prop shaft adapter to the front. This is completely custom-made, and that's for sure strong enough for more than 1,000 power. Friends of mine tested this version in the last 2-3 years already in quarter-mile cars. They have no problems with it. So I said, okay, we need this. Otherwise, maybe the late night event will be a short fun for you when you will killing your prop shaft.
Really quickly, quickly.
So, and this is custom-made, and no problem with more than 1,000 horsepower.
Amazing. Now there is another thing I want to talk about too, and this is something I had done so long ago, but obviously this is back when I had no update videos to bring everyone, and it is the rear diff. Now this rear diff has actually got clutches in it. It's got uprated clutches that were fitted by the previous person who was working on it. I can't remember what company they're from, but it's got uprated clutches in it. However, it's also got an uprated LSD in here, and it was done by WaveTrack Europe. At the time this WaveTrack LSD was fitted, the kind guys at REGAL Autosport from WaveTrack Europe basically done a talk to tell you a little bit more about why we put these LSDs in and exactly how it was kind of put in. So what I'm going to do right now is hand you over to Ash at Regal Autosport to tell you a little bit more about this rear LSD.
Hi guys, welcome back to Regal Autosport. So Jamie has entrusted us in upgrading his rear axle with a WaveTrac limited slip differential. So if you're not already aware, from the factory, these cars come with an open differential in the rear. And what that means is they have a torque bias ratio of 1:1. So the wheel with the most amount of grip or most amount of traction, it can only have the same amount of drive sent to it as the wheel with the least amount of traction. So in extreme situations where you have a lot of power, so you're going to be traction limited, especially at the drag strip or on track and even on the street, one of the wheels with the most amount of grip is going to be limited by the one with the least, which is obviously not an efficient way to try and put down the power. So with the WaveTrac limited slip differential, it can seamlessly bias power across the axle to the wheel with the most amount of grip. So you're no longer limited or handicapped by that tyre that doesn't have a lot of grip. So that's essentially why you install a limited slip differential. So this particular process is quite a lengthy one. It's one we've done quite a few times before. So from the factory, this tiny little ring gear is actually welded to this open differential. And what we have to do is cut the ring gear away. So we separate it and then we machine this face here and then we drill it and tap it to accept 16 of these ARP bolts. Once that's done, we can fix it to the WaveTrac limited slip differential, get it all bolted up, fit it into the axle, get all the bearings, all the seals replaced, get the preload and backlash checked and adjusted, seal it all up and then get it back across to Jamie. So that's how you upgrade the rear axle to a WaveTrac limited slip differential. Obviously, if you've got any questions, then hit us up in the comments. Back over to Jamie.
What we are looking at right now is progress. We are looking at progress.
Yep.
We've got a long way to go. There's a few things we need to look into now.
Yep.
Wheels, tyres,
Yep.
Suspension.
Yep.
They're kind of next setup kind of things, as well as a lot more, but these are kind of the first things we need to kind of work out now. So we're probably going to go for a smaller wheel, obviously a smaller brake setup, and a bigger tyre. This is probably a good time to say, any wheel companies watching right now that can supply us with maybe a 15-inch wheel, maybe B-Lock too, hit us up because we need some. Suspension will probably, I think I've got a solution for that.
Yeah, and the goal is still the big car show late night from Steve in Germany in the Lausitz. Crazy cars there, and you like to test there and to run the quarter mile. So we should try to get it there.
That's right. That's right.
With power, of course.
With power. Now, also, like we have said that this turbo will make 1,700 brake horsepower. I mean, look, the engine will explode at 1,700 brake horsepower. We're not going to get there, but as a starting point, we are going to be looking to go south of 1,100 brake, just to kind of start and then up it from there and see where it goes.
The first thing, the most important thing is the car has to run, to work. Maybe 1,000, maybe 1,100, but we want to take it to the car show and you can use the car.
Exactly.
Afterwards, we can think about more power and of course more risk to the engine, but we will see.
So with everything said, and I know it's been a technical one, but I'm sure everyone likes to see these technical updates, especially with the situation we were in and how far we've come. So hopefully everyone's still here with us now. But as people see, there's still a way to go. We're not finished. So in terms of completion, what are the next steps? Where do we go from here?
The next step will be, as I mentioned already, Monday. The car is moving to the shop in Germany for the cage. After that, the last time to the paint shop, and then after that we remove completely the whole engine and gearbox. We have to fit the new clutch system to the car, to the engine. The new clutch will be fitted, and then it's all part of the electric. Okay. We have to make our ECU work with your car. And in a way, there's no flashlight, no warning lights or noises coming inside, so you can use and drive it normally. Yeah.
And just to remind people, this car used to be on Cyvex. It was on a standalone ECU, but you guys here at Turbo Elite, you have your own motor management. You have your own ECUs that are custom made. And obviously, it's a lot of work. So
of course. It's a completely new basic car. It's like a Golf 7. It's using a different electric. And we have to fit our ECU with this one to use every normal system of the car, like ABS and something like that. Should also work, and without any flashlights, any noises. It's really perfect for driving.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you, Klouse, is all I can say, because I know me and you speak a lot.
It's a long way to go.
But we've come a long way. So
Yeah.
that's progress, you know. So thank you so much. Again, you know, the knowledge, you know, the drive, the passion to actually, you know, push forward with this kind of build, you know, is really shined through. And I'm happy to have it under this roof and being worked on by yourself and your team.
I think maybe in 2 months we are ready to start the engine. So I think you have to come back again to Austria.
Oh, for sure.
One more time, for sure. So I hope we can, the next update will be really cool, and we can start the engine, we can hear the noise and see if everything is working. And yeah, well, maybe also for the dyno, we have to do some updates for you and for your viewers and followers on YouTube. And then already in July there's the late night show. So
Late night show.
I'm looking forward.
The pressure's on. The pressure is on.
Yeah, timing is everything at the moment.
Yes,
There's no time left for making holidays or something like this. So we have to keep pushing.
Yeah. No, thank you so much, Klouse. And for anyone who kind of wants to find you, know a little bit more about your company, I'll leave links down below to Turbo Elite in the description. All I'll say is once again, thank you so much, Klouse.
No problem.
You've been such a help. It's the last people will hear about this for a couple of months, but as he's just explained, we'll come back with a bang. However, the next video people will see with me and you will be with this car.
Yes.
So everyone stay tuned, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Smash that thumbs up because you see the work that goes into this kind of thing. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.